All right, ladies and gentlemen and vector designers, we're going to do some more work on our collage in Pixlr. Okay, so I'm kind of backing up here a little bit. So I have my pictures here, and so when I first had this thing, the people's heads were cut off. So just so you know, you can adjust these, and you can adjust these, and you can also switch the pictures around. Okay, so once you get it how you want it, you're gonna save the collage. Okay, and then you're going to show it in the folder. You're going to rename it as collage start. You're going to right click and rename it, and then make sure you get it into your creative computer folders, vector design, Pixlr collage, assets, and you're going to name it collage start. Okay. All right. So once you have that done, so you have the starting point for your collage, let's click on Pixlr, and then we're going to go to the Pixlr editor, and you're going to open an image, and we're going to choose that collage start that we just saved. Okay. And once you're in here, so what we're going to do next is we're going to add some text to it. So now the idea is it's something that describes you or your summer. And so for me, I went backpacking. This is some artichokes in my garden. I did some work in the garden. I spent time with my friends. One thing I don't have is like my wife or my children, and I spent a lot of time with them, but for whatever reason, I had no pictures on my phone. So don't think I'm like cold-hearted and don't love my family. I do. I just didn't have any pictures available. All right. So what we're going to do is we're going to put some text. So we're going to come over here to the text, and I'm going to click where I want it. So I'm going to click right here, and I'm going to add a layer. So you can see over here that it added a layer. And I'm going to say, put my name. Brian Miller's Summer. Okay, and you can choose what color. So I'm going to choose white because that's going to stand out, I think, fine. You can choose whatever color you want. I'm not going to be real picky. You need to be picky, but I want to get this video done. So I'm going to hit enter. Or actually, I'm going to click off of it. And actually, I should have stuck with black. But anyway, so Brian Miller Summer. And then I'm going to put some description. I'm going to put a description. So I'm going to do some more text. I'm going to click here. And I'm going to click right here. Yes, I want to add another text layer. And on this one, I'm going to make the font size quite a bit smaller. So I'll make it like that. Okay. And then I'm going to choose I'm not going to choose impact. I'm just going to choose Arial, something nice and easy to read. I better zoom in. And on this one, I'm going to choose, let's see, I'm going to format it to align to the left. Okay. So I'm going to click here. Something like that. Okay. And so what I want, and that's going to, so now what we're going to do is we're going to save this. So we're going to choose file, save. So we're going to save it. And the quality is going to be high. And we're going to save it as a PNG, large and lossless, ideal for icons and graphics. So lossless means it doesn't lose quality. So we're going to save it as a PNG. And we're going to hit save as. And on this one, we're going to save it this is not an assets. We're going to go creative computer. We're going to go vector design, Pixlr collage. So this is not an asset. This is the finished collage. And so I'm going to say finished collage. Okay. And then I move my big fat head and hit save. All right. And then okay, and so the next thing I'm going to do, so that's it unless you want to do the extra credit. So let's take a look at the score. So you can be done. This is for extra credit. All right, name all of your layers descriptively. Okay, so if we want to name all of our layers descriptively, we're going to come over here, and we're going to, on this right here, we're gonna rename this. We're gonna call this Collage Start. Okay, and then this is fine. These are named fine because it just has the text that we wrote. So that's actually pretty descriptive. So now I have the different layers. And so just so you know what the layers do. So like if I turn this off, I'm going to get rid of my head altogether. So if I turn these off, you can see the layer turns on and off, the layer turns on and off, the layer turns on and off. Okay. The next thing we're going to do is create a folder name. Okay, so that's just making sure you saved everything properly. So we're going to go over here to our folders and files and just make sure that you have a folder named Creative Computers. You have one called Vector Design. You have one called Pixlr Collage. And the finished collage is saved here. And all the assets you use to build it are saved there. And that's worth extra credit if you named everything well. And that's what we just said. We already did number 10. Edit one of the photos before you use it in the collage. So if you want to add something to it, what you can do is you can go back to Pixlr E. You can go File, Open Image. You could go to, let's say that I wanted to go to Garden. And I open this one first. Okay, and so what I can do with this is, let's say I can do all sorts of adjustments to it. So actually one thing I can do first is to the first thing I can do is crop it. So let me shrink it down. Let's say I don't like this format. I'm going to say, oh, I'm going to crop it. It's going to look better if it's like this. And we're going to shrink it down, get rid of some of that stuff. And I'll hit enter and that crop it. So the next thing I can do is I can do some adjustments to it. So let's go to brightness and contrast. So let me move this over here, but you can adjust you can brighten it, increase the contrast, or lower the contrast, or increase it a little bit, apply that. And so you could just go, I'm not going to belabor this too much, but basically you can just go through and start playing with the different tools, especially the adjustments. Also, you could do some filters. So you could do something like you could go to creative and do like kaleidoscope. Ooh, that's crazy. Anyway, just things like that. Okay, so play around with it and then apply those changes, save it, and then put it in your, add it to your collage. Okay, let's go and let's see what's next. Add a drop shadow or another text effect. All right, so if we want to add a text effect, so what we can do is, I don't know what I just did. So we're gonna go to the text tool. We're gonna click on this text, and you can change the color to whatever you want. But what we're gonna do is on the style, we're gonna do a drop shadow, and the color, let's do the opposite. We'll do white, and come back over here. What else? You can choose how much to blur it or not blur it. And you can see that it's adding the drop shadow, and we can move it around wherever you want the shadow. And so now we have, and you can play around with other styles as well. But anyway, so we added the drop shadow. Let's see what else we have. That's it. Okay. So there you have it. Now I want you to turn that. So we'll save all your good work and then that finished file. So we're going to go to the Pixlr collage. So that finished collage is what gets turned into Google Classroom. All right. Thanks, guys.